HQ was like, respectfully, did you forget who I am? I'm the dude at HQ. I'm the head of the headquarters.
I already planned this out before you got on the runway. I just need you to listen to my direction and go.
That's it. Storms. Storms.
Do you not know that I am God?
What's going on? It's your boy Coley Cole.
And Elijah Winston.
And this is the Impact Podcast, where we inspire and motivate using practical and Christ-like techniques.
Yes, sir. We are now in college. Now we starting season 2, dorm edition, you know.
We're just trying to give that godly wisdom from the college perspective so that we can help y'all out.
So, as always, make sure you sit back, relax, maybe even grab some snacks.
And enjoy the podcast.
Facts.
Check. All right, then.
Are we recording?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What's poppin', y'all?
Hey.
Nah, son. We back.
We here.
Better than ever.
You already know.
Another episode of the podcast.
Impact.
We got to find a name for our followers, our listeners. We got to find something. Impactees? Nah.
Impactors? I don't like it.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll cook.
How y'all doing? It's good to see y'all. We don't see y'all, but it's good for y'all to see us. We there with y'all in spirit. Okay. How you feeling, Elijah? Life good, man?
Man, it's kicking. It's good. It's good. Basically, I guess what I did today, I got up, ran some errands. I'm trying to stay more organized, so I'm having stuff on a bucket list on my phone, on the reminders app. I'm putting things I need to do, and it feels really satisfying to like take it off on the actual list, man. It's real good. So I ran some errands. Had to go get. I looked for a long sleeve shirt that I want.
Okay.
It's a turtleneck.
Oh snap!
Yeah, I'm trying to. I really would like I'm already picturing, since I'm very visual. I know, and a friend recommended it to me.
Okay.
And it just kind of added on to my confirmation of I want like a turtleneck.
turtleneck.
I really like that look of that classy professional. So I looked around for that. I couldn't find none, obviously, since they're not in season. But there was one spot that did have it, and I'm gonna wait till they get it in my size. Did that. Picked up some Krispy Kreme.
Turn up.
What else? I set up my parking pass.
Nice.
Got that done. I just need to go pick that up. I read a little more, or listened to a little more Job this morning.
Good.
The book of Job.
Beautiful.
That's good. I'm on chapter 20.
Oh, good.
I'm going to try and finish the rest of the chapters, finish the whole book by the end of this week.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I enjoy Old Testament. I enjoy Old Testament books because they're like stories. So like even from Genesis to like all the way, like you're reading Job.
Yep.
I think I forgot which one it was, but it was just another one of like story. Ezekiel, I think it was.
Okay.
It was just talking about stories and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely enjoy the Old Testament and all that. Sounds like you've had a pretty productive day.
I did, bro.
I also try to keep my daily schedule in line. I scheduled this. What I do is I try to keep a good amount of space in my schedule. Like maybe if, say I have to call somebody, I'll put like an hour in there. But if the call don't take an hour, then I'm free an hour. Or if I get behind a little bit, I still can call them, and then it may not take an hour, and I won't be behind. So, yeah, just opening up. Cool, man. Well, I got this in my notes. I told you about it earlier.
Yeah.
I wrote it in my notes, and I was like, yo, Elijah, you can't look at it because we're going to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I know it's juicy as frick. So, to give context, I just went to Universal Studios in Orlando. I went there with my family. It was fun, whatever. And so my dad and my little brother, we took a plane there.
Okay.
And so as we're getting on the plane to come back, as the plane is taking off, I feel like God just kind of put this, God put this word on me. He granted me with this wisdom.
Okay.
And I'm excited to share it. And I put it literally all in my notes. Like, my mind just kept going.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be something that we can kind of chew on.
Okay.
So we all know how planes work. I hope so. But if we don't, here's a crash course on plane takeoff. So basically what happens is the plane, when I got on it, it was about to take off, but what it was doing was it was driving around like the plane station? I don't know. It was driving around that, and it was like trying to find its runway.
Okay.
And so once it got to the runway, it goes really, really fast on the runway, speeds up. You hear like the jets going, and then it starts going up into the sky, and you keep going up until you get into the sky. So what God kind of put on my heart was that a runway is not meant for longevity, right? And so what I was thinking about when we started to take off is I wrote down here, I said, a runway's sole purpose is to be the place where the plane goes fast enough to go up and get into the air. If a plane were to stay on a runway, keep increasing speed, but never go up, it would crash because it's not meant to stay there. And then I said, sometimes God will put us in places in our lives that are not meant for longevity, but growth. And I made up a word. I said propulsion, but like to propel you, to get you to the next stage. I literally said that might not be a word, but we're going to act like it is. And so then I put this quote, and I said, grow where God needs you to grow so you can go where God needs you to go.
Ooh,
heavy.
That's gas.
I know. So literally just thinking about it though, like a runway is literally a platform in which a plane speeds up enough to be able to get into the air. And sometimes I think God will put us in seasons in our lives where we're constantly speeding up, and we may not know why, but it's for the sole purpose of us getting into the air. And so I think where obedience comes in is going up when God tells you to go up, you know, and taking that leap of faith, doing what God has called you to do so that your speed won't be in vain. You know, if the plane continued to speed up and not go up, it would eventually crash because the runway is not meant for the plane to just be there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or just continue to speed up but not go up. And God will put us in runway seasons in our lives, I feel like, so that we can go up. But if we're not obedient, and if we wait, or if we procrastinate, if we are disobedient to God, it's actually not going to be good for us because we're meant to go up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then what was I going to say? I said it may take a while to get up in the air. That's consistency and that's patience.
Yep.
The plane stays at a certain angle and keeps the same speed or increases speed till it arrives at the altitude. But once you're there, you'll be cruising in whatever aspect. So for that, when the plane takes off and it goes up, as it's going upward, it's going upward to reach a certain altitude. Okay. And so as we're going upward, even if we feel like it's not amounting to anything, there's a certain altitude that we're supposed to reach. You know what I'm saying? As we continue to ascend upwards at that angle. And the plane doesn't rush there. You can't rush to a certain altitude. And if the plane were to stop midair while it was trying to go up, it would fall and people would be injured, if not die. You know what I'm saying? So that ascend upwards is very important.
Yeah.
But it takes consistency. It keeps speeding up or going at the same speed. And it takes patience to wait on God until he says you've arrived at your altitude, 12,000 feet or however high. You know what I'm saying? But you got to keep going upwards to be able to reach the altitude, and that takes that consistency and patience. Yeah, I said if the plane were to stop in the middle of its progress upward,
Progress.
it would fall and everyone would possibly get hurt. Then I say consistency is crucial. Because it is. If we're going upwards, it's not for us to stop. It's for us to keep going. And then I said, the same way that a plane has an estimated time of arrival, God has an estimated time of arrival for us in the different aspects of our lives. But if we don't follow where he wants us to go, I said the GPS, God's provision system. I was trying to be cool.
God's provision system.
But like him providing direction.
Yeah.
If we don't follow that direction, then we won't get there in the time that he's called us to get there. And I said, we'll never get where God wants us to be if we don't follow his lead, pursue our calling. I said, Bible obedience, fearing the Lord, obeying his voice, etc. So what I mean by that is, as it ascends upward, it is ascending in a certain direction.
Yes.
If it were not to follow that direction, right, it would not get to the destination that it needs to get to, right? So I was on a plane from Orlando. I live in Alabama, right? If the plane wasn't going up in the right direction or decided to turn and go the opposite way, we wouldn't be going to Alabama.
Correct.
We would be going somewhere else.
Yeah.
And eventually, in order to get back to Alabama after turning off the course, you would have to go back to the course and follow it. And so as we're progressing in this life and our walk with Christ, obedience is very important. Following God's direction is very important because he has not only a place where he wants you to get, but he has a time that he wants you to arrive there as well. And so when we follow his direction, we get to the place where he wants us to go at the time he wants us to get there. But if we weren't to follow God's direction, we would get off course. And God has a specific plan for our lives that is his GPS is guiding us to that place. So it is important to follow his lead and be obedient. And then I said, want to do it and still say no. That's what discipline is. Turning down a strong desire in the name of obedience to God.
Yeah.
And that was, I don't know if that was more separate or if that was a part of it, but yeah, that was basically the analogy that God kind of gave me as I continued on the plane, and I was just like, dang, you know. Go ahead.
We must not run away from the runway so we can go run his way.
Say that again. Say that again. What the heck?
We must not run away from the runway so we can run his way.
We must not run away from the runway
that God has placed in our lives.
Yes.
So then we can raise an altitude and start going to run his way.
Wow, dude. That is good, bro. Yeah, look at your face. Wow, bro. We can't run away from the runway. That's so good, bro.
We can't. Because like you said with that example of like you said with that example of getting to Alabama, if you went a different way, you wouldn't be able to get to your destination without having the guidance of first being on the runway, of someone communicating to the pilot.
Oh, wow.
Hey, this is the specific time that you need to lift up. Don't lift too soon. Don't lift too late. Or else it will mess up the trajectory. Or it will put people's lives in danger.
Wow.
Even though with some circumstances, you know how you have to okay, so if okay, so with planes, I remember playing this plane simulator when I was younger, bro, because you have multiple planes, right, that are in the sky at one time.
Yes.
So if you went completely straight to the actual destination, right? Yes, it will be quicker, but there's storms in the way. There's people literally on your trajectory. So, yes, it might be quicker, it might be more effective, but it's dangerous. And you have to constantly be in touch with the person that's at HQ.
I'm not doing this with you, man. I'm not doing this with you.
I feel like that just distorted when I screamed. My fault.
I'm not doing this with you.
Hey.
Wow. If you're not in touch with the person at HQ, the one who sees everything, know what's everything is going on.
Yes.
You might crash.
You putting you and everyone that is around you in jeopardy.
Instead of following God's direction, you're trying to do it the fast way, and because of that, you might run into something God did not want you to do, run into a storm. You might crash into a plane that God did not want you to crash into because you're not following his direction. You're trying to
rush the process. You're running away from the runway because it's more convenient.
Shots fired. I don't know if we need gun sound effects. I don't know.
Like as a button?
Yeah, I don't know if we need that.
We'll pray about that one.
Boom.
That's good. That's really good.
Wow, bro. Don't run away from the runway, man.
So we can run his way.
Wow. And I feel like because it was me.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people may run away from the call of God because of fear that, oh, this takes a leap of faith, or this takes, he's gonna, like the process of speeding up, that might be scary to some people. The process of going upwards, not knowing where you're going, having to rely on your ear to listen and hone into his voice, that might be scary for some people. That requires a level of trust to having God and his character to be able to do that, bro. I keep saying this, but like before we started this podcast, like it almost didn't happen because I was running away from the runway, dude. Like God was telling me like, hey, he was putting it on my heart that this podcast is what we need to do. And I was procrastinating because I was scared of, well, what if this doesn't work out, or what if this person says this? It was so much going on, and I know there was a lot going on spiritually, but I was running away from the runway. And if I would have not went on the runway, if I didn't speed up like God wanted me to speed up and go, and right now I feel like we're in the process of going upward. I don't think we've reached altitude. I think we're just beginning.
Yeah, we just got off the runway.
We just hopped off the runway and are now going at a consistent altitude, you know what I'm saying? Posting consistently on social media and on YouTube and going upwards in a consistent way. And so, but there was a time in my life where I was like, I don't know about a pod. Like, I was scared. Like, I was scared and I was running away from the runway, dude.
Yeah.
And
what's scary is what we'll do is before we get off the runway, we're going and we're saying to either ourselves or the guy that's at HQ, which is God in this example.
Yeah.
God, what about the storms? What about the people that I'm going to run into? I'm not ready.
It's distorted. It's distorted. Boy, that's heat. That's heavy, boy. That was stank. That's stank right there.
That's musty.
That's musty. That's musty. Woo! That made me excited when you said that. Oh, that was exciting. You could. Oh, that's exciting, man. Wow. I'm sorry. Finish your statement. I'm a freak out though. Like you were saying, I felt like I knew where you were going. That's why I started hitting it like that. Make sure you're not out the shot.
Oh, my fault.
Man.
Thank you. But yeah, we'll say that like the storms, I'm afraid of them. The opportunities, I'm afraid of them. I'm so high in the sky. Like you forgot, like the person at HQ literally doesn't have all of the altitude, all the numbers, all the context, all the possibilities. Doesn't have that already calculated. And the dude at HQ is like, bro.
Oh, I'm about to throw something. I am sincerely considering throwing this microphone right now, but I don't want to break it because then we ain't gonna be able to record.
The dude at HQ is like,
Just put this down for a second.
the dude at HQ is like, respectfully, did you forget who I am? I'm the dude at HQ. I'm the head of the headquarters.
I already planned this out before you got on the runway. I just need you to listen to my direction and go.
That's it. Storms. Storms.
Do you not know that I am God?
Like
Who has control over the storms and you scared of them? Who has control over where you're going?
Come on.
I control everything.
Come on.
I control everything.
You don't think I'm gonna hold your hand through every single little thing that you go through?
What you think you thought?
Come on. And even if, because there's sometimes that a storm is inevitable. You have to go through it. But imagine if you, with that storm that you have to go through, don't lift off.
Whoa.
Because of the storm that you literally have.
Yep.
And the HQ dude is like,
I might punch you. I might punch you. I might punch you. This is heat. Don't lose your train of thought. My apologies.
You're good. But there's some times where you have an estimated time of arrival, and you have to go through a storm.
Wow, dude.
But imagine if you chose to go against the dude at HQ's orders. You hit a U-turn, you try to go above, or you try to go below when that is unhealthy for the plane.
Wow.
That uses too much fuel.
Wow.
So now you aren't able to get to the destination as effectively because you went around when the dude at HQ told you to go through. I got you.
Wow. I even calculated you going through the storm. I knew this would happen.
Come on.
You think you're struggling. You think I've left you. I literally have my eye on you as you're going through your storm. You think I'm not here. I'm actually looking very closely and watching very closely, protecting you from things around you if you just follow my direction through this storm that we're going to, because you still have an estimated time of arrival. And when we go through storms in our life, it actually allows us it grows us spiritually because we have to listen even closer to God. We have to tap in even harder at HQ so that we make sure we're going the direction that we need to go.
Yep.
And it allows us to depend on him more. It requires us.
And how could we have made planes more likely to handle the storms if we didn't have experiences where we had to go through?
And how would I might run. How much more experienced is the pilot because he went through the storm?
Thank you. I would rather have someone on the pilot, someone at the coop, the pilot coop, someone who has been through, who is a veteran as a pilot than someone who is fresh.
Wow.
Who has been through storms, saved lives before. That's why I want driving or flying the plane.
You say, or we in this scenario, us Christians, sometimes we say, God, I don't want to go through the storm. But God is like, no, that's not what you need to be thinking.
Come on.
I want you to go through the storm successfully so that when you go through storms and when other pilots go through storms, you can know how to navigate and help others navigate.
Come on.
I don't want you to be unexperienced. I want you to experience and be victorious because you're still my son.
Indeed.
You're still my child, my daughter. And so I'm going to protect you through it. So, but so you can get that experience and be able to lead and help others.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you in this storm intentionally so that you can be able to help do this.
All right. I'm done. I'm out the camera. I'm out the shot. Bro.
Oh my God! I just want to let y'all know he's jumping up and down right behind the camera and screaming.
That's good, dude. That's good. That's good.
Huh.
That's
Okay,
good.
we can still hear him, so nothing's disconnected.
That's good. That's good. Are we still recording? Oh, that's good. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. It's good. The frick. I literally have my eye on you as you're going through your storm.